Hello. As you can hear, I've got a microphone now. Uh, I don't really know what I'm doing. uh, I kind of sound rehearsed when I talk into it, except that, you know, by all the stutters and stammers, you can tell that I haven't rehearsed at all. So, this video will probably be a bit of a disaster, but, it's a work in progress. For now, you can just sort of ignore what's going on screen. It is sort of a failed attempt at this whole build. I'm only including it sort of as an intro to talk over and because I made some 3D tires that took forever. But I'd rather talk about microphone recording and how bad I am at it. So, yeah, I'd essentially like to apologize for this video. It's not going to be that good. I've discovered through testing that I'm just really bad at audio commentating when I've written something or rehearsed. I'm a lot more natural if I just improvise. But the problem is I'm bad at talking. I don't know the next two words that are coming out of my mouth, even in this sentence. And there will be a lot of ums and ahs and awkward pauses and breathing. I'll try to edit as much of that out as I can, but honestly, I will not guarantee that this will ever sound that good. I've only had this microphone for a few days, and this is the only thing I've recorded with it, and I really have no idea how to use a microphone. My volume levels will be really inconsistent. You'll hear a lot of background noises. I breathe in too sharply, and you can probably hear every time I do. And this will not be a fun experience for you. Now, I'll take a brief break from apologizing about my voice and my talking and my lack of skill to mention that the car you're seeing on screen right now isn't really mine. It was made by my friend Wiz, who is good at bodywork, and I'm not. The car at the beginning of the video is one that I essentially gave up on after a while, but when I saw he had made this car, I got interested in redoing it with this. Now, obviously, the car wasn't originally this rusty. I did a bit of work to it before starting to record just to see if I liked how it looked. That's sort of how automation is for me right now. I very rarely find the motivation, especially to record, so I have to know I like something before I commit. In any case, let's go back to talking about microphone stuff. As you can tell, I haven't really planned any of what I'm going to say out, so this doesn't flow very well. And for this entire video, it just won't. It'll get better if I keep doing this over time, but I will not sound natural in this. Sorry. Part of the issue is I'm just not very good at talking in real life. My voice gives out very easily and I can't talk at a high volume, so I'm recording this very close to the microphone, and what that means is you can hear all the sounds that my mouth is making, which is something that I really hate in other people's audio, so I'm not going to like going back and editing this, and I know that. But what can you do, you know? To add to the issue is that I kind of get tongue-tied when I talk. I don't know how much this feels like I'm doing it all in one take, but I definitely am not. You wouldn't believe how many takes I've done so far. In fact, this sentence is on take 2. Hopefully after doing this for a while I'll get more natural at it. I don't know for sure that I will be doing it for a while, it depends on what people think of this. I've had a few comments in the past where people have said, oh, I like that you're only doing text commentary because it means that I'm forced to pay attention. And to those people I say, sorry. I don't think you have to pay much attention to what I'm saying because I ramble so much. Speaking of which, after I checked the last take, I noticed that I've kind of been talking about nothing for 5 minutes now. So I'm going to get back to the video itself. Enjoy some actual commentary. So, as you can see, I'm working on a Mad Max car. You knew that because you saw the title, but I've got to announce it at some point, right? The original car by Whiz that I'm modifying for this didn't have an interior, so in the background of all of this meandering commentary, I've been making one of my own. Those of you who have watched this channel for a while will know that I'm not all that original with interiors. I've based this one on a Chrysler 300G, and I'll justify that only by saying that Whiz clearly based the bodywork off of the Plymouth Fury, so at least it's not the same car. I'm going to ease off on the commentary a bit now because my voice is starting to give out. I'm recording this all in one night, so I'll just add commentary where it's needed. Eventually, I get to the point where I have to start doing door lining. I think that's probably my favorite part of the interior, but it takes a very long time to do, so I usually end up putting it off until almost the end. I decide to give the car a compass. I don't really know if one would work when mounted on a steering wheel, but just pretend it does. I'm certainly not going to bother to Google it. Eventually, I get around to the roof lining, which is by far my least favorite thing to do in interiors. With this car in particular, it's a pain because the car is a bit bugged. Every time I load it, the morphs for the roof reset, which means that I can't have the roof lining conform to it or it might break. So every single piece of roof lining is a 3D placed rectangle, and the number of cuts here don't do justice how long it took or how strange it looks from some angles. The good thing about all the work put into the roof lining is that now, with the original bodywork hidden, the car still looks almost complete. The way the car looks with the bodywork hidden actually inspires me to cut off a bit of the sides because I think it just looks a little bit more interesting that way. In Mad Max Fury Road, most of the cars are mounted on truck chassis, and so I'm doing that here with a bunch of rectangles. I don't think it looks all that realistic, but it's about as good as you can get in this game. All these mirrors aren't really needed for visibility, but all of the Mad Max cars have something unique and weird about them, and I'm trying to replicate that here with all of the mirrors. The same goes for this rusty crash test dummy head, which I've actually had to duplicate and mirror because the shading for the Rust mod is a little bit strange. I like how the car looks with the engine raised up a bit, but raising it as far as I have it here puts the gearbox inside of the cabin. My solution to this is to remake the entire engine out of 3D blocks, but without the gearbox. Eventually, with some snorkel heads for intakes, the car is finished. So let's take some photos and get it to Beam. As you can see, the export didn't really go ideally. The original chassis and engine are still visible, and for some reason, both the exterior and interior are extremely shiny. But in any case, let's take it for a drive. Just as a disclaimer, I know I've said this in some of my text commentary videos as well, but I really have no idea what I'm doing driving in this game. To add to that, I've never actually played on this map before, so I'm kind of just improvising. I don't know which of these turns is the right way to go. It could be worse though. The car has a tendency to slide around, but it's fairly controllable all things considered. Like any car I build, though, it does have its issues. The biggest one is that it eats oil. As this drive goes on, you'll see it get more and more oil-starved, and that causes it to lose power. At this point, you might be noticing that the car is starting to slow down, and, well, you're not wrong. I think the engine is slowly beginning to wear down, and that's just going to get worse by the end of this lap. At this point, the car has lost so much power that even third gear is a struggle for it. I kind of get the idea that the car won't survive another lap, and sure enough, a flashy handbrake turn ends up killing the engine. So, well, that's about it. My voice, like the car, is just about dead, and I think it's time to end. Leave some feedback for me, though. I know I'm not very good at this whole audio commentary thing, so I'd really like some feedback. For now, though, thanks for watching and goodbye.